That hurts. How did she end up like this? Hi there, I'm Qui-dam, and today I'm gonna analyze Vi's patterns of behavior. Our plan is the next. The world she knew has changed radically, but she continues to behave the same way. At first sight, she's the type who naturally takes care of others. But actually, she's pushing herself beyond the limits, and finally, can't bear it any longer. She's stuck with this pattern, being everyone's protector. That's why it hurts so much when she's not needed anymore. In reality, deep inside, she's just a child who wants to be protected. So, let's start. Back to season 1. This moment. Vi finally gets her freedom back. And what do we have here? The world she knew has changed radically. She sees it with her own eyes, but let's be honest, anyone will need some time to process the information. She's stuck in her past, she's carried away by her memories, and there's a good reason why. Well, actually 3 of them, but they're all connected. The first one is the simplest. The prison hasn't provided her with new relevant experience. Well, it's a prison, we can expect nothing. The second, more serious. She didn't get the chance to save powder from Silco and turn herself an open gestalt, an unsolved situation. It's like something was cut and got no ending, and is looking now for this ending to be the whole picture. So she lived waiting for this moment, and for her psyche, it was like there were no years in this prison. Just no gap between this episode and this one when she returns. That's why it's so hard for her to believe that everything has changed. She didn't believe Civica.
She works for him.
She didn't believe Silco. She doesn't believe Echo.
You're wrong. She's still in there. I can reach her.
And, well, she doesn't believe her own eyes.
I can't leave her again.
That's how our psyche is working. And, well, it's totally fine. Third, and the most important, the patterns of behavior. It's not something that changes because the whole situation has changed. What are they? Patterns are some stable mechanism of surviving, and they are not rational, and that's what makes the whole analysis so intriguing. They consist of our regular actions going one after another in specific conditions, and that's what makes them so stable. It's like our structure that we follow, like hair. That thing is formed by patterns too. We use the same patterns in totally different situations, and that's a really important idea, guys. One pattern, totally different situations. For example, the whole new situation might be really big, contains lots of new details, but if there is a small part of it, a trigger that you are familiar with, you will focus on it and behave just the same way accordingly, using your pattern. And that's what happens to Vi. The world she knew has changed radically, but she continues to behave the same way, focusing on her triggers. on Powder, and on her role of a protector. So what are they, her patterns? At first sight, she's the type who naturally takes care for others. She's the leader, the family protector, the elder child. She solves all the problems between Milo and Powder. She takes responsibility for Powder, for the whole group and their actions. She's perfect. A perfect parent, except for the fact that she's just a child herself. There are two causes that make her behave this way. The first one is external, Vander. He treats her as both a child and his equal.
Everyone out.
He can scold her for the reckless actions or words and remind her that she's a child who knows nothing about the world.
Sit down.
I'm fine.
Sit down.
At the same time, he treats her as an adult. He doesn't talk the same way to others. Look, after the incidents, he addresses her, but not the whole group.
4 children fleeing the scene. What the hell were you thinking?
He explained the situation about the war to Vi only, so that she can manage the atmosphere in the group.
Thinking things could change.
He even shows his own weaknesses in front of her, as if she can handle these complex emotions.
I'll figure it out.
But she can't. She's only a child. He's expecting her to act as an adult, but at the same time, he limits her as she's a child. He's sending her a mixed signal. You must protect others and help them solve their problems. Otherwise, you can be accepted, needed, cared, and other things. But at the same time, your opinion is not important, because you're a child after all.
You're not hearing me.
Don't do it to your children, please. And that's so unfair. Remember the scene. Vander decided to take her place and says,
Protect the family.
he lives by no choice, and he's literally giving her his, of a grown-up adult, responsibilities for the family, when at the moment just she is about to lose her only supportive figure. How do we know this idea is stuck in her mind? Vander's shadow.
What I can say is, she still needs you. They all do. So what do you say?
She must, but no one explains why she must watch grown-up Powder now. That sucks. And actually, there is one of the consequences of learning this mixed signal.
I told you to stay away!
Vi is angry at herself. That would be the Vander's phrase. I told you to stay away, and she didn't listen. And here is the result of her reckless actions. Vander is dead. That's not for Powder. She's not angry at her. We can say that based on her reaction to the blood, realization, shame, guilty, disappointment in herself. Perhaps she thinks nothing would happen if she were more mature, more responsible. However, the external cause won't affect Vi so dramatically if it wasn't for no, not enforcers, but the situation she's gone through because of that war. She lost her parents and could do nothing to protect herself. She was too young. Perhaps that's the idea she got back then. I don't deserve protection. I can't protect myself. I'm
less than them.
And that's when she got her dissociation. Now she has two inner parts. One is an unprotected child, the unsaved child. She wants to feel safe again and be accepted. The other is a protector, and she thinks she doesn't deserve anything. Remember the rabbit? It was her favorite toy, yet she gets it back only being on the edge. And even not for herself, she gives it to Vander. But since she wants to overcome that situation, when she couldn't protect herself, and since she doesn't count herself as worth trying, she uses all her energy to protect someone who, in her eyes, is the same as her. Small, against the whole aggressive world. It's called a projection, by the way. So, Vander's attitude towards her only aggravates her inner conflict. There are her patterns. The unsafe child and the protector. Maybe in other circumstances they're not that bad, but she's actually pushing herself beyond her limits. She's ready to give up on her own happiness with Caitlyn just to save Jinx. She's ready to take the badge and shut up her inner child just to support Caitlyn when her lover is so lost and so unprotected. Like little Vi on that bridge. Yep, that's the moment she finally decides to become an enforcer. After seeing Caitlyn's sufferings. She's ready to go after her sister cause of Caitlyn's grief, though she's not emotionally prepared at all, and doesn't want it. And finally, can't bear it any longer. That kick was the final point. She's stuck with this pattern, being everyone's protector. That's her only value in her own eyes. Remember when she first encountered Jinx? She says,
I know, Papa, I know. You did what you had to do to survive. Me too. It's okay. What matters is we're together.
But honestly, she's not prepared. She thinks she can be the same protector for Jinx as she used to be, but look at her face. It's a shock. She didn't expect her sister to be so good at protecting herself. And while so cruel, does Jinx really need Vi? This idea might frighten her. The same scenario happens with Caitlyn. Vi is giving all of herself. On one hand, they're really good partners, as long as Vi suggests her help.
Tell me I'm wrong.
But on the other, she can't ignore the fact that Cait can do everything on her own using her own methods. That's what makes her worry about their relationship. Since being the protector is her only way to get the affection, that kick from Caitlyn becomes a signal. I don't need you anymore. And that's why it hurts so much. She's not needed anymore. Not by her sister, not by her lover. She tries so hard, again, again, and again. But here she is, the unsaved child. The pattern of behavior she chose led to nothing. And it couldn't be otherwise because she was actually protecting the wrong aim. Now she's lost again, all on her own. Good news, she is actually starting to develop a new pattern, thanks to Caitlyn. Caitlyn is her choice, her first one, the one she really, truly wants. That's why she runs back on the bridge. That's why she refuses Jinx's offer. Caitlyn becomes that bunny toy, but this time Vi is eager to fight for her, to choose her, and stop being a protector for everyone. We know she's sweet on her, but let's look closer. Why?
In what mad world would I trust someone like you?
Caitlyn trusts her from the start, but it doesn't have to prove that she's worth trusting. Cait releases her from the prison. She follows her rules in the unknown city. She does what Twice tells her, and she saves her. Caitlyn shows affection to her,
You have a good heart.
despite her origin. But the most important, she's protecting her. And not just protecting, taking the responsibilities for their adventure.
My hero.
Or hiding sensitive information that can potentially harm her.
No. Well,
She's healing her inner child. The thing that no one does to her. Look at this sin.
it's wrong what's been done to you. You'd be well within your rights to keep it. I couldn't blame you. But if you do, the cycle of violence will never stop. This is our best shot at setting the record straight. This city needs healing, more than I ever realized. Please, let me help you.
She's saying, why? It wasn't fair. The things that happened to you. I want to fix it. I want to help you. I want to be by your side. Isn't that beautiful? There is someone standing up for that innocent child and showing Vi that she deserves this protection by the fact of just being. She's showing her another way to treat herself. And that's why Vi feels so comfortable around Caitlyn. She can be vulnerable and at the same time being accepted. So back to the bridge. When she chooses Cait over Jinx, she's finally showing, I'm done protecting others. I want something new and one for myself. But that will take time to develop the new pattern. Now, she's going through losing her old self, her old patterns that didn't work and led to such pain. She's at the beginning of self-exploring. Finally, let's go even deeper. Say, how many of us are there unsaved children who are trying to protect anyone but themselves, hoping to override that killing fear and feel safe. I'm going to do the same thing with Caitlyn and Victor soon, so if you don't want to miss it, subscribe please. Also, this structural analysis is based on my theory of anything. You can actually learn more about it in these videos, and I hope that might help you a little bit to explore yourself. And if you want to support me, the link is in the description. See you later, guys.